Shalom Aleichem Rabotai. It is Chai B'Shvat, and Mishnah Yomi continues in the fourth parak of Eiruvin at Mishnah Daled. And we've been talking about techum a lot, and it actually jogged my memory when we read B'Shalach. It's jogging my memory from last Shabbat we read B'Shalach, and it's actually a pasuk in chapter 16, pasuk 29, which ends Shvu ish tachtav al yetzeh ish mimkoma b'yom hashvi'i. Let every man remain in his place, stay in his place under him. And a person should not go from his place on the seventh day. Now, that sounds like a pretty great pasuk about staying put. Rashi says this is the source for the rabbinical law of Eruv, and the pashtus of the pasuk is don't go out and gather the man, as we were talking about in B'Shalach. So it seems like this is a scriptural source for a rabbinical concept in Techumin. But let's get into Perek Dalet, Mishnah Dalet. Mi sheyashav b'derech, someone sat to rest on his journey. And then when he was resting, Shkia hit, and Mazel Tov, it's Shabbos. And then he got up, and maybe he looked over the next hill. V'ra, harehu samach l'ir. He's actually near the city. He thought he was a ways away, far away from the city. He wasn't really aware that he was within the techum, within 2,000 amas of the next town. The Mishnah records the first opinion, since his intention, his mind was not on entering the techum of the city, lo yikanes, he can't go into the city. Divrei Rebbe Meir. These are the words of Rebbe Meir. So he would be stuck with wherever he is. He can't go into the city and use that techum. Rabbi Yehuda, Omer Yehuda disagrees. He says yikanes. He can go into the city and use the city. And the Mishnah brings an example. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Maaseh Haya. There was an actual true story. Nichnas Rabbi Tarfon below mitkaven, where Rabbi Tarfon went into the city on Shabbat, even though he had not been aware that he was within the techum of the city. So in the Gemara, Rabbi Meir says it's not really good proof, because what happened was he dozed off, and shepherds told him, hey, Rebbe, you're very close to the city, why don't you come on in? And what he did was he went in and sat in the Beis Medrash all day. And Rabbi Meir says it's really not clear from the story if the Beis Medrash was within his original techum of where he had stopped on the path. Because we see sometimes in Shas that the Beis Medrash was sometimes built on the outskirts of town or just outside of town, so there'd be less distractions for the people in there learning Torah. So it could be that the Beis Medrash was within his techum and the rest of the city was not, according to Rabbi Meir, but the halacha is still, the partner says, like Rabbi Yehuda. Great Mishnah Hey. Mi sheyoshen b'derech v'lo yoda shecha shecha. Someone was taking a rest on the road into town. He didn't make it to the town yet. He didn't realize it had become dark. So now it's Shabbos. He was trying to take a short nap, turned into a long nap. These things happen. And so he's stuck outside of the town. Now, Yeshlo Alpaim Amma Lako Ruach, Divrei Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri. So Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri says he gets the 2,000 Amma in every direction as his techum from where he stopped. The other sages say he only has 4 amot. Since he was asleep, he didn't acquire a techum. So he's stuck with sort of the default situation of 4 amot if you had no techum or were moved out of the techum, as we saw earlier in the parak. Rabbi Eliezer adds a stipulation, Hu be'emtzon. He's in the middle of these 4 amot. Rabbi Yehuda Omer la'ezer roshir tzayelech. Rabbi Yehuda says he can go 4 amot in any direction, and he's sort of making his personal space by going in that direction. Umode Rabbi Yehuda does agree, if he picked a direction, either by verbally stating it or actually walking that direction, that he can't go back and go in a different direction 4 amos. So once he's picked his personal space of Daled amos, of 4 amos, he can't then change it. The Mefarshim bring this a machlokis in the halacha. The Mishnah Berurah, I believe, says that a person could go 4 amot in every direction. So when it says he gets 4 amot, the Mishnah Berurah's understanding is really he gets, in any direction, he can go up to 4 amot as his personal space. Shkayach, be well.